Chapter 7. Which one of you has no eyes for Su Zihan? Su Anan could only agree to what Su Hua had said. She had even agreed to marry Gu Mo Cheng in his stead. What else could she possibly not agree to? Dad, I'm going to visit my sister. Su Anan stood up and looked at Su Hua carefully. Yes. Because of what Su Anan had promised him, Su Hua nodded her head. John Mei thought of something else and reminded her. Hubby. Su Hua remembered right after. He looked at Su Anan, who was walking on the stairs, and said, Anan, you are following Mr. Gu now. It is not appropriate to keep the jade pendant of Mu family. Find a chance to return it. Su Anan stopped in her tracks. Hearing the two words, Mu family, the corner of her mouth hooked up into a cold and mocking smile. But last year, she found out that Mu Jinyu had carried her and Su Zihan on her back and rolled on the bed. Moreover, Su Hua knew about their matters, Jiang Mei knew about it, and so did Mu Jinyu's parents. Her things were taken away one by one. She had to return home, her father and her fiancé, as well as the betrothal gift given by Mu family. That day, when she returned from school, just as she was about to head upstairs to sleep, she heard the sounds of men and women gasping for breath from inside as she walked in front of Su Zihan's room. She was curious, which man had so little eyes for Su Zihan? Through the gap in the door, she saw the scenes of men and women fighting inside. She was stunned, and her body felt as if it had fallen into ice wire. The man who hugged and kissed Su Zihan was none other than her fiancé, Mu Jinyu. Her and Mu Jinyu's engagement was set very early, when her mother was still here. Ever since she was young, Su Anan knew that he would be her future husband, so she gave him a lot of thought, thinking that she would be able to leave the Su family one day and lead a simple and peaceful life. Zihan, I love you. Separated by a door, Su Anan heard Mu Jinyu's gentle confession to Su Zihan. Standing at the doorway, she clenched her fists, wanting to rush in and beat up that slut. Why did Su Zihan even steal her fiancé? Wasn't she backing down enough? Just as she was about to push open the door and enter, she heard Su Hua standing at the foot of the stairs and calling out to her. Anan! Su Hua looked at her, asking her to come over. Obviously, Su Hua had allowed Su Zihan and Mu Jinyu to roll around in the bed. How much did Su Zihan like it? She eagerly rolled around her room with Mu Jinyu, not even locking the door. Su Hua was really open-minded to allow her daughter and this man to roll around in bed at home in broad daylight. Anan, you have seen everything that you should not have seen. In the study room, Su Hua said straightforwardly. She raised her head and asked Su Hua indifferently. Since when were they together? It must not be recently. From Su Hua's performance, it could be seen that Su Zihan and Mu Jinyu had been together for a very long time. The year before last, Su Hua said. Her mind suddenly went blank. No matter how slow she was, it would take her 2 years to find out that her fiancé was with another woman. If she did not coincidentally bump into him today, she might have only found out that Su Zihan was pregnant with Mu Jinyu. Jinyu said that he loved Zihan, and both his parents agreed to it. Agreed on what? Su Anan asked with a cold smile. Her hands were trembling. Mu's father treated her quite well and did not show any sign of not wanting her to be his daughter-in-law. Was it because their acting was too good, or because she was too stupid? Anan, since Jinyu and Zihan are already together, you can leave, Su Hua said directly. In his view, Su Anan ought to help Su Zihan and Mu Jinyu out.